Now the question, it's not if we have gold or not. We have gold, we have miners. The real question is how many ounces are there, and how are we gonna do it? We're gonna do it by drilling. Tomorrow we're starting drilling, and the real discovery, it's coming.
For centuries, gold has lured people into the mountains and jungles of Colombia. Now, two pioneers chase their greatest dream, risking everything to prove that Segovia still hides a treasure, a dream, a gamble, and maybe the find of a lifetime.
Hi, my name is Alexandre Boivin. I'm the founder and CEO of Quimbaya Gold, an exploration company for gold in Colombia and most of it in Antioquia. So I'm gonna tell you a little about me. I'm born and raised in Canada, Montreal. Canada is well known to be a mining place, or I will say a lot of explorers are from Canada, and a lot of French, Canadian, Quebecois also. When I finished school, I started a portfolio in real estate. I had been in love a lot with the stock market since a young age. And at one point in my life, I had an invitation in a project of exploration for gold in Colombia. And that's how I kind of got into this activity in this sector. I will tell you, I didn't know nothing. All I knew at that time, it was the people that they were involved in the project. I had a very good experience that helped me. So I went to invest in a project in Colombia named the California Valley, and it went very, very good. After that, I have received the cash, and I started my own way to go to Colombia to do mining deals. I really like it. And I had a good feeling also. When I arrived to Colombia first, I fell in love with the country. I love the culture, I love the people, I love the weather, I love the food, I love everything. So that's one thing. I think where you work, you have to love it. As you can know, when you arrive in a country, you think everything is beautiful, everything is perfect. But first you have to learn the language. Second, I had to learn the business, because exploration business, I will tell you something, it's not something that it's simple, it's very complicated. And also the most important, it's to know the right people. It took me many years to make a lot of mistakes, but healthy mistakes, because I have learned from my mistakes. And not only me, all our group. With all that experience and success and failure, I arrived to the point to build Quimbaya Gold, to be the founder of Quimbaya Gold.
So my name is Sebastian Wahl. I'm the VP of Corporate Development for Quimbaya right now. I'm also a director of the company. And well, a little bit to my background. I'm German born. My family lives in Switzerland. I went to school there. I consider Switzerland my home, even though I'm not a Swiss national. So the question is, why did I join Quimbaya? What is it that drives me doing what I do? I collected about 15 years experience in Peru, not only with silver X mining, but many other ventures and projects. So after taking a bit of a break, I was introduced to Alexandre Boivin, the founder and CEO of Quimbaya Gold. Quimbaya Gold is an exploration company with tenements in the Antioquia district, with some of its flagship assets literally adjacent to Aris Mining. Aris Mining, for those who don't know, is one of the most potent gold mines in South America, if not the world. They have been producing millions and millions of ounces at over 12 grams on average. I think their current output is 300,000 ounces per year. So it's a very attractive district. There's this old saying, right? You find a mine next to a producing mine, which is pretty much the business approach of Quimbaya right now. So the concessions we're having, some of them are adjacent, some are a little further away, but we are in a world world-class district. On the other hand side, the technical team of the company, Ricardo Sierra, as well as Dr. Stuart Redwood, they are both a league in their own. So Ricardo was part of the team that discovered Apollo mining, or the Apollo acid for collective mining, which is obviously a $1 billion market cap at this point in time. Dr. Stuart Redwood has probably 40, 50 years experience in South America, in particular in Colombia. So a combination of all of these things, the traveling, the adventure, the money, creating value, ultimately, and that's what drives me, is with something tangible. So it's not just an empty product. We're actually going to find gold or silver or other commodities, and we're being able to sell those or one day go into production. Who knows? But it's a real tangible asset, and this is what I find really appealing. So we should have results by the end of August.
We should have results, let's say, first week of September.
First week of September.
Why do you think it's so important, this first drilling campaign? Let's say in our job as an explorer, we have built a package, we have prepared for the first drilling campaign, because at the end, what people, they want to know, even if you have artisanal miners mining gold every day, even if you have sample with anomalies, people, they really want to see drill hole.
No, I mean, look, you've been working now for how long? 4 years to put this whole company together, and it all ends up in basically trying to prove a thesis. Our thesis here is that the veins, and they run underground, right? So unless you have existing mines, the only way to see what's there is to put a drill hole, right? So we have a thesis that the veins of Aris continue into our property, and we are adjacent, right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing in between. So if we manage to hit the structure and be able to demonstrate it is exactly the same vein, it will create a lot of value for the shareholders. And again, I mean, the thing is, we're drilling in one of the most prolific districts on Earth, right? So yeah, how can you not be excited?
Yeah.
That's the question, right? How can you not be excited? Fact is, there's no shortcut on having success.
It's good. We're lucky in our job. We work in offices sometimes to make presentation and talk with the investor and the brokers, the bankers, but also we're lucky to go in the nature and in the jungle or whatever we call it and put our boots on and going to the adventure.
I love that part of the job.
Yeah.
You have both sides.
Yeah, it's clear your mind. When you're there with the people.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, that's the other thing, right? You want to build a relationship with your team. I mean, they're out there doing the real hard work.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, looking forward to spend a few weeks with the team on site. It'll be fun. It's a beautiful drive so far. How much time we have left? An hour from here?
An hour and a half, I think. It depends on the traffic. Okay. Because it's a busy day to go to Segovia. There is so much gold there that everyone want to go there. So it's good that you can drive. Eh?
Yeah.
You know I love you. So there is a margin of risk, but that can give us the opportunity to become famous from day and night if we have the drill holes that we think that we're gonna have. But yeah, I always say to people, like, you wanna go in exploration, you need money.
And you gotta prepare you have to prepare yourself to lose it, right? Because exploration is either you hit it or you don't. There's no...
Yeah, there is no comeback. You cannot be too conservative when you're an explorer, because you have to do the work, and you have no guarantee that the sample you're gonna take left, and maybe you should have take right, but you never know.
You never know.
And like you're saying, the infrastructure, the money, and after that doing the exploration, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna have enough result to go to the next step. So it's always kind of on a race to make sure you have enough money, to make sure you can arrive to the drilling. And if you hit the one good drill hole, that's a game changer for the rest of your life sometimes.
After of months or weeks of planification, we choose the better of Quimbaya's tenements. We choose this one because it's very prospective tenement, neighbor of the Aris Mining. It is a really brownfield exploration. We are in the next door of the knowledge mining company that has over 200 years of history in Colombia. It's the most important gold district in Colombia. It's amazing. We know that Aris Mining is located here, Remedios is in the southwest, and we know that there are around 5 kilometers in a strike of the veins, of the quartz vein. We are in the same area, and all of the veins come from our tenement, and we can look that in our exploration process. We just started in February, March doing the cartography, taking a lot of waypoints and understanding what means the geology, what means the alteration that we are seeing during our transectors. And we found several quartz veins around of the tracks, around of the creeks, and this is a very simple process. It's just join the different points, join the different evidence of the mineralization, and just follow that. We can follow different mineralization corridor, mainly going for the northeast in this trend, another to the northwest. That is very good. That is very similar to the Aris Mining. Okay, look, this is very important evidence of the porphyry system and the size of the porphyry system, because we are advancing inside the Tajamí Center tenement, and just we are seeing veins or evidence of porphyry in 500 meters, but this continues for another 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and this is a really big system. And where we are looking here, we are looking at stoneworks. What it means is many different quartz veins with different directions. If you look, the density of that is very high, and it is a clear evidence of the porphyry system. You can look that in all of the area with many different quartz veins with different direction, and this is very clear of the porphyry system. This part white zones is sericite. This is hydrothermal traces, very common in the porphyries, and it means that below of this place, 20 meters, 30 meters, there are a lot of sulfides. It's mean, but the weathering just convert the sulfides in oxides. This kind of oxides is a very good evidence that the porphyry had sulfides, and we are looking sulfides, and with that we can make a projection and look in the center of the system where the copper, molybdenite, and gold are. Okay, the other one that is very important here is that this black mineral is copper what, and pitch limonite, it means that there is copper in this rock. And you can look that this black here, black here, black here, around of the veins means that there is copper in the system, and this is very good because it's very prospecting. Okay, the difference between Tajamil South and Tajamil Center, that is where we are right now, is Tajamil South is related with high-grade quartz system, but it's normally veins structural controlled, and you can follow them for kilometers. But if you are inside of the quartz vein, you have a grade, and it's very good, but you need to go inside of the quartz vein. The other one is that we have the better of the two worlds, because we will have here the prospectivity is that we will have a porphyry with low-grade high tones,
Yeah.
and veins.
And veins with the high grade.
Probably with high grade.
Yeah.
Because normally you have the porphyry, and in the boundary, coarse veins.
Yeah.
Cutting the porphyry around in the boundaries.
Yeah.
And we will have the prospectivity here is have the boundaries veins with high grade of gold and silver.
Yeah.
And inside the porphyry.
Yeah.
Better of the two worlds. The most values of this field visit is that we can see the evidence of the porphyry. We are seeing veins in the first 500 meters when we start the average of the course of the tenement, but we are seeing that in the other part of the tenement, and the possibilities to have a different cluster of the porphyries.
Yeah.
It means several porphyries is very high, because we are looking that in around 3 kilometers by 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
This is very high. If you look and you do similitudes with other kind of porphyries in Peru, in Chile, it's very similar.
Yeah, and what I like here, it's like we have been on the road for 500 meters now, since Tajamil South to Tajamil Center, and we're seeing that all on the road. We don't need to go inside, let's say, the jungle to find it. It's there. It's easy accessible, let's say, to work.
Look, we are close of the outcrop that we were in the last time. It's around 200 meters. And that is very good because there is an underground mine here. It's a very small mine. But in the mine, it's possible to look the hydrothermal alteration, molybdenite, copper, and gold quartz veins. That is very good. Because the miners, they are following the gold, not the copper, not the molybdenite. They are only interested in the gold. And that is very good, because we know that there are gold grades in this mine. It's very good. But we know that there are also copper and molybdenite. And it means that we have a very high probability that this is an economic porphyry. And the site is very good because we know that there are more mines in the 200 meters to the east and 600 meters to the west. And this is a very big area to have a discovery. This is just the gate for found a discovery in this area, and it means very good for the fertility of the porphyry.
A ensayar con otro producto y energía.
So what we have done this visit, it's basically make sure that the drilling is going to go well, our partners, and also we have done site visit of Tahami Center, looking at the new result and new type of deposit that we have on our asset. So it's porphyry with epithermal vein system. We already have the epithermal vein system in Tahami South, high-grade gold and silver. And now we have a potential porphyry and maybe many porphyries with, for sure, copper, as we have seen, and moly. It's a mining town, so we just have to follow the artisanal miners and the historical mines. They just opened the mountain and they opened the porphyry. We can see it with our eyes over 500 meters with the veins just by driving in the car. So if they didn't do the road, imagine how hard it will be to find, let's say, to see the porphyry with your own eyes without having to dig or doing trenches or doing something.
So right now we're heading back to Medellin, unfortunately with a little bit of a drilling delay because some parts haven't arrived in time. It's part of doing business in South America. It never goes as planned.
I agree with you, my friend. It was a bad day, because when you think you're gonna start drilling, all the work we have done just to start drilling, and also it's our credibility. So, but what you can do, you're gonna cry or you wake up and you try to find solution and you focus on the positive.
But I'm very confident that next week we're drilling, and then from there we should be able to move to platform 2 right away, no?
Yeah, and you know what? I was supposed to take a flight after the drilling starting and to go see investor, etc. But you know what? I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving because I want to see the fucking course. I want to see the course. It's gonna be amazing. And the mineralization, we have Sandraka. We're looking for 3 grams per ton or 300 grams per ton. We will see the result. Now we just hired 3 new geologists for Tahami Center. 3 new geologists. 2 new geologists are auxiliary for the logging place. So we're moving fast, we're growing fast. It's a lot of work together, a lot of logistic. So we're very happy with that. And the most important is the quality of our team. So we make sure to find people that they can work together, good team spirit, they feel good together, and they can exchange and communicate, because at the end, it's all the piece that they're doing, they put it together, and that's what's giving us the thesis of what we have.
Hola, mucho gusto, soy Mauricio Ríos, soy geólogo de Quimbaya Gold. En estos momentos soy coordinador de exploración y del área de logueo. Tengo más de 11 años de experiencia en el sector minero y precisamente para el área de exploración. Estudié en la Universidad de Caldas, soy geólogo egresado de allí mismo. Me apasiona la exploración porque es la que fortalece el conocimiento para todo el sector minero. Nos permite tener resultados para poder identificar minerales, caracterizarlos y poder identificar, digamos, con ello depósitos que están todavía ocultos en nuestro territorio. Identificar, buscar y desarrollar proyectos que enriquecen el conocimiento de toda la industria. Estamos en un proyecto que estamos seguros de que no solamente para Colombia, sino para el mundo va a ser un proyecto afín y con características muy buenas para que empresas como Quimbaya y grandes empresas mineras puedan poner los ojos en Segovia. Consideramos que Segovia tiene mucha historia en producción y desarrollo minero, pero nosotros vamos a hacer ese pilar para que la historia siga creciendo y no solamente veamos a Segovia como un municipio en el cual solo se puede encontrar oro y que no más llega hasta ahí, sino que vamos a fortalecer la historia de desarrollo, emprendimiento y poder establecer características, creo, propias de un depósito nuevo para Colombia.
Mi nombre es Sebastián Ríos. Llegué a este trabajo, digámoslo así, aproximadamente 9 años. Tengo 9 años de experiencia, 3 como auxiliar y 6 como operador de taladro, digámoslo así, en Diamantina. Y pues llegué, digámoslo así, a este trabajo por una referencia pues de un familiar. Un familiar comenzó y pues le apasionó a él y pues digámoslo así, por lo que él me contaba y digámoslo así, por la facilidad pues de ingresar a esta labor sin experiencia, pues me encaminó en esta parte y ya pues comencé desde que cumplí mayoría de edad y desde eso estoy en este, digámoslo así, en este trabajo.
¿Estudiaste en alguna parte?
No, aprendí empíricamente, pues él, digámoslo así, también aprendió empíricamente y me encaminó así y pues fui aprendiendo en este ámbito, pues, en este trabajo. Y pues me apasionó, me gustó, fue chévere y pues seguí en este trabajo. Y pues, digámoslo así, he estado esta es la tercera empresa, digámoslo así, con este trabajo. Mi rol, digámoslo así, en estos momentos es operar el taladro. Mirar, digámoslo así, que todo esté en orden junto a los compañeros y darle, pues, digámoslo así, directrices en algún momento de qué se debe hacer y operar más que todo el taladro. La minería aquí en Segovia, pues, para este sector aproximadamente llevo, digámoslo así, 2 años hacia este sector, pero ha estado, digámoslo así, ha mencionado mucho el sector y es muy bueno. Digámoslo así, para la parte pues del oro, demasiado pues material y mineral, digámoslo así, por muchas zonas de acá. No está centrado en, digámoslo así, en un solo punto, sino que está por muchos lados. Pues el día comienza diario levantándonos muy temprano. Se pasa pues a una charla de seguridad. De esa charla de seguridad nos transportamos hacia donde nos alimentamos y de ahí nos transportamos hacia el taladro. De acá pues ya llegamos, realizamos herramientas de gestión pues que tenemos que revisar el taladro, herramienta y cada uno debe firmar pues el papel. Ya comenzamos pues nuestras labores, siempre son 12 horas o 12 horas de trabajo donde hay un intervalo de alimentación pues que es el almuerzo y ahí para adelante pues todo es, digámoslo así, perforación en la parte de la perforación y de recuperación de núcleos. Este ciclo, digámoslo así, dura 20 días. Trabajamos 20 días y vamos y descansamos 10 días y ya luego regresamos pues a la labor.
Mi nombre es Camila Alejandra Pacheco Manzano, soy geóloga de la Universidad Industrial de Santander. He trabajado desde el 2021 en el distrito minero de Segovia y Remedios. Mi interés más grande es aportar a la geología de mi país. ¿Qué más que pues, descubriendo un yacimiento, que es lo que estamos tratando y lo que esperamos hacer en Quimbaya Gold? Decidí ser geóloga desde muy pequeña, tenía más o menos unos 10 años. Mis primas mayores son ingenieras de petróleos y llevaban rocas a la casa. De ahí empezó mi interés a ver qué pasaba y qué eran todos esos minerales que ellas llevaban, y me enamoré de la geología. Podría decir que fue mi primer amor. Me gusta mucho la geoquímica, me parece que Quimbaya es una empresa muy innovadora. Es la primera vez que trabajo en una empresa que tiene tanta tecnología desde el momento cero, que es el momento de exploración en superficie y logueo. En estos momentos en Tajamí Sud tenemos el equipo de perforación de diamantina. Ya empezamos a hacer el quick log y el logueo para así alimentar el modelo geológico, que sería pues el resultado final de toda esta campaña. Inicialmente se realizaron un muestreo en superficie, que hicimos sedimentos activos, control de afloramientos y demás, para generar un mapa y así decidir cuál era la mejor zona o las mejores zonas, que van a ser varias plataformas, para realizar el recobro de núcleos de perforación. ¿Por qué elegimos esas zonas? Bueno, estamos en el distrito de minero de Segovia y Remedios. Estamos muy vecinos a una empresa muy grande que es Aris Mining, lo cual pues, nos dice que podemos encontrar grandes cosas. Los resultados que hemos tenido y la campaña que hicimos en superficie nos logró y nos puso claro que estamos en zonas muy buenas o con un buen potencial para un yacimiento. No precisamente el mismo que tenemos, que tiene la compañía Aris Mining, pero sí una continuación de toda esa mineralización que se da hacia el nordeste del departamento de Antioquia.
Y los quiero acompañar para que reconozcamos nuestra zona de logueo. Primero que todo, nuestras cajas viajan desde la plataforma hacia nuestro logueo en una camioneta y son transportados por la empresa de perforación. Posteriormente, por nuestro personal de apoyo, las cajas son encarradas para que el personal de geología pueda describir cada uno de los elementos que traen ellos, como son la roca, la alteración y la mineralización. Luego de hacer toda esta descripción, nuestros geólogos generan un muestreo, el cual se encuentra identificado por estas fichas. Después de ello, los geólogos marcan las muestras para ser llevadas a la zona de corte. La zona de corte es la que encontramos allí. Nuestra máquina de corte cuenta con todos los elementos de protección para evitar cualquier accidente, como son la guarda de protección y el carrito con el cual podemos hacer el corte. La roca es llevada a esta superficie, donde es cortada por medio del disco que está girando y ha sido refrigerado por agua. Se corta la muestra. Después de hacer cortada la muestra, es empacada o llevada a la zona de embalaje, donde en la zona de embalaje cada muestra es depositada en bolsas y con sus respectivos stickers. De ahí realizamos un embalaje en costales, donde todas las muestras van a ser llevadas al laboratorio. Después de eso, esperamos los resultados para poder seguir avanzando en nuestro proyecto de exploración.
So today is a great day. We're here in Segovia. Segovia is about 4.5 hours away from Medellin, and we are here to visit our Tajamí South project and the Tajamí Center project. Why is that? Because we're currently drilling, or we started the drilling a few days ago, so a very exciting time. So it's a bit of a check. It's connecting with the people. Do you have everything? Is everything in place? I was talking with one of our geologists as like, hey, are the people happy with the food, with accommodation, whatnot? So it's very important that you have a bit of a hands-on approach, and you know how your people feel. Then back towards the end of the week, we're back in Segovia. We actually have a few people arriving in Medellin that are interested in buying one of our assets. So we got to take them out. We have a conversation with them. We'll meet in the office. We will try to negotiate a deal with them.
And at the same time, between all of this, I'm trying to put together the marketing plan for 2026, which means we have to figure out which conference we want to visit, what messages we need to bring across, what are going to be the catalysts for next year, how will we bring the message across. So yeah, and all of this you do while you leave your family behind. At the same time, we're working together with our team to put the whole story of Quimbaya together in a way that we can explain it through social media, online platform, this kind of stuff. So that's basically a week of what we're doing, and on the other hand side, a bit of an outlook on what we're going to do next year. So yeah, very exciting times.
The first samples have been sent to the lab in Medellin. Now, we wait. Drilling continues. Cores keep coming. But results? Those take weeks. For 200 years, Segovia has known this rhythm: hope and patience, discovery and doubt. Mining built this town. But the town is more than mining. It's the people who stay when the drills go quiet, who keep going when nothing is certain.
My name is Carolina Herrera. I am from Bogota. I came here to Segovia for the first time in 2004. I met my husband, Fernando Gomez, at that time. He used to work in the town hall as the general secretary, and he also worked as mine secretary for many years. I work in the technology business. I sell computers, I sell servers, networking to the government entities. Here in Segovia, my relationship with the mining is very close through my husband. He has worked in many mining projects, and because it is the center of the economy here in the region in Segovia, the everyday relations you have with people as entertainment relationships or professional relationships comes from people that work or has something to do with the mining and the mining work. I studied law. I'm about to be a lawyer. The 29th is my degree from this month. And I'm planning to make a degree also in mining law. I like it because what I was talking about, our region, you have to solve a lot of issues with the formalization process to make the small miners to achieve a legal state that can be good for them to develop their business and to formalize not only the work but the workers at these mines. Positive thing is that they are open-minded to work with artisanal miners. I mean, they have to understand this culture, this region, this environment, and not only come here to extract the gold and just leave. They have to have this social responsibility, and a lot of them are doing that, and that is very important. Not only this is my title, I defend my title, you just cannot be here. No, you have to understand this is an economy that is the primary income to every family here in Segovia and in this region. So they have to acknowledge that and work with them and bring all to the table to make the formalization a process that is successful. I mean, not only on my terms because I have the title, but trying to also benefit in a social way to this community.
Mi nombre es Fernando Gómez Molina, tengo 57 años de edad. Nací acá en el municipio de Segovia, en el barrio La Madre. Toda la vida me he desempeñado en oficios diferentes. He sido minero tradicional y ancestral. He sido también minero creando empresa generando empleo, pero también he tenido la oportunidad de ser funcionario público por más de 20 años. Sí, yo nací acá en este mismo barrio, en el barrio La Madre, desde pequeño siguiendo la tradición minera del municipio, la misma que tuvo mi papá, mis tíos, mis abuelos. Estudiaba toda la semana, pero lo que eran los sábados y los domingos salíamos a trabajar a las minas porque en esa época no había restricción para las personas jóvenes o los niños que pudieran entrar en socavones, pero de todas maneras nosotros trabajamos en superficie. Cuando no trabajamos dentro del socavón, pues trabajábamos bariqueando en las quebradas, sacando oro precisamente para los gastos propios y para ayudar a nuestras familias a subsistir. Y eso me llevó a adquirir ciertos conocimientos de la historia, de la tradición minera del municipio y de cómo se hace la actividad.
Hola, mi nombre es Kaisa Marcelia Vargas Arango, tengo 38 años, nací en este hermoso municipio de Segovia, Antioquia. Soy hija de César Vargas y de Norelia Arango, artistas por pasión, por vocación. Mi mamá enfermera, mi papá secretario del juzgado municipal 20 años y notario por 8 años. Una casa muy particular, aún vivo en ella y tengo un proyecto de un café cultural que nace gracias a ese aprendizaje de vida que tuve a lo largo del camino, de una casa que no era solo familiar, sino que era un espacio para todos. Mi papá albergaba una gran colección de libros y de música, entonces todo el mundo visitaba nuestro espacio y nuestro entorno. Recuerdo que habían lienzos por todas partes, habían mesas con máquinas de escribir porque era la principal oferta en el centro de enseñanza, pero habían lienzos y pinturas y herramientas en todos lados. La casa siempre huelía a linaza, a este aceite de linaza, trementina, era muy particular. Y nunca había pues como un espacio real de intimidad de nosotros, solo las noches, porque en el día la casa era transcurrida por niños, jóvenes y adultos que venían como a los diferentes aprendizajes. Pues te cuento que desde hace 3 años, este espacio nació hace 8 años y esa ha sido una apuesta personal. Los primeros 5 años con las uñas, batallando para traer los niños, traer las personas a que se motivaran y se interesaran en el tema y las oportunidades artísticas, pero hemos logrado hacer una conexión enorme con distintas entidades del municipio. Incluso en este momento lidero con 4 amigas un grupo de 31 mujeres que se llama Forjadoras de Sueño. Doy talleres en alianza con otra artista que se llama Samara Sánchez para niños todos los fines de semana. Estamos también trabajando, hemos dictado talleres para la UDA y para Confama. Bueno, la casa en la fachada tenía el nombre pintado de mi hermana en colores y su nombre es Copelia, mi hermana mayor. Con el nacimiento de ella, mi papá decide resignificar ese momento haciendo un mural que permanece y perdura a lo largo de los años, por alrededor más o menos de 45 años. Cuando mi papá enferma de Alzheimer, mi hermana decide quitar el nombre de la fachada y eso es lo que motiva un poco a que yo retome esta iniciativa y dé otra vez esa fuerza al hogar, porque todo el mundo lo veía como patrimonio de la localidad. Entonces decían, eso es de nosotros, ¿por qué le quitaron los colores a la casa? Entonces era conocida como la Casa de los Colores, pero mi hermana no quería que volviera a aparecer su nombre en la fachada. Entonces nos dimos a la tarea de hacer varios diseños. El primer diseño, que estuvo 2 años, era un homenaje a mi papá y a mi mamá. Y este segundo diseño es un conjunto donde queríamos fortalecer los 4 elementos. Y de ahí está la tierra, que nos da pues, el alimento y brota el café, está el agua, pero también hay una transmutación, la flor de loto, que crece en el pantano, entonces es como resurgir, florecer. Está el ave fénix, que también es el fuego, entonces es como resurgimos de las cenizas. Y está pues el aire, que se pinta el arco iris, que son como los colores y la vida que nos da el cielo.
Mi nombre es Jaiber Andrés Zapata Valencia, me conocen como Jazz, tengo 34 años, soy de acá de Segovia, Antioquia. Desde pequeño siempre he vivido acá, digamos que siempre he estado, digamos, como rodeado de la cultura. Tengo familiares músicos, tengo familiares artistas en general en diferentes artes, y digamos que todo eso me ha permeado en la vida para, digamos, hacer lo que hago hoy en día. Siempre he estado, digamos, como rodeado de esto, y en Segovia, digamos, una de las cosas que más disfruto hacer es eso, hacer gestión cultural y hacer arte. Posteriormente, al graduarme, me fui para Medellín a estudiar comunicación audiovisual. Luego hice escritura para productos audiovisuales, guiones. Como lo mencionaba ahorita, mi proceso formativo está en el tema de la comunicación y en el cine, ¿cierto? Básicamente todo esto. Y una de las cosas pues, que más disfruto o que más he disfrutado, digamos, en lo que llevo de este tiempo de gestión cultural es poder mostrarle a la gente, a los mismos segovianos, que tenemos cosas demasiado ricas, aparte del oro. O sea, nuestra cultura también es muy rica en muchas cosas, incluso el espacio donde estamos es muestra de ello. Digamos que lo que he hecho desde la comunicación también es mostrar una imagen diferente del municipio de Segovia, que como bien muchas personas saben, también ha estado rodeado por el conflicto, ha estado rodeado por muchas circunstancias que hace que se pierda, digamos, como esa imagen positiva que también tiene el municipio, ¿cierto? Entonces digamos como que eso es algo de lo cual yo me siento muy orgulloso, pero también es algo que hace que la gente crea un poquito más en el territorio en donde está.
Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Wilman Adonis David Álvarez, tengo 49 años, soy un enamorado de esta región y obviamente del país, aunque mi recorrido en este territorio ha sido muy reducido. Nací en Remedios, Antioquia, a los 5 años me trasladé a Segovia, tengo una identidad más bien segoviana, porque toda mi formación y todo mi crecimiento estuvo alrededor de esta tierra. Desde la infancia pude compartir varios aspectos básicos, como lo es vivir en el campo, luego vivir en el casco urbano, y esas relaciones han conllevado que sea muy cercano con la naturaleza desde muy niño. Entonces, como muchos en esta tierra, nos ha tocado trabajar desde muy jóvenes, desde muy niños. Entonces adquirimos un valor por lo poco que conseguimos y el esfuerzo que dedicamos. Bueno, desde muy temprana edad me apasionaron los grupos cívicos. Estuve desde el colegio en grupo ecológico, Cruz Roja, banda música marcial, Scouts, pasé por varias instituciones. Eso me conlleva que tuviera una visión, vuelvo y le digo, diferente en un municipio donde se presentaban tantas variables, donde una forma de robarle un espacio a la violencia y a los vicios era vincularte a grupos juveniles que te proyectaran crecer en un ambiente más sano. La mayoría de los jóvenes que se van a la ciudad a formarse ya no quieren volver al municipio. Ya el mundo se les abre de otra manera. Es por eso que los pocos que nos quedamos en el territorio tenemos la responsabilidad de ir conllevando como esos cambios que generan acá y transmitirle a los jóvenes y a las nuevas generaciones que este es un territorio de potencialidades y que entre todos podemos hacer que cambien muchas cosas.
Bueno, mi nombre es Dairo Alonso López López. Nací en este municipio, Segovia, en el año 1955, 8 de junio de 1955. Soy hijo de Jesús Salvador López y Concepción López, ellos oriundos del municipio de Carolina, Antioquia, desde donde se desplazaron cuando no había siquiera carreteras para llegar a este territorio. 1946 aproximadamente. Mi padre se adelantó, vino primero, exploró la región donde podía vincularse a laborar, porque él era campesino, no era minero, pero se formó como minero acá en la región, en este territorio. Hice mis estudios aquí en el municipio de Segovia, lo básico, Escuela La Salada, Escuela Urbana de Varones del municipio de Segovia, IDEN Liborio Bataller. Terminados mis estudios en el IDEN Liborio Bataller, me vinculé con la empresa Frontino Gold Mines en el año 1975 a laborar. Trabajé en las dependencias de contabilidad y en el área de automotriz. Allí me nació la idea, al mirar que no había como la posibilidad de ascender ni de estudiar en la región, de desplazarme hacia otra parte. Vi que no tenía posibilidades de progresar y entonces fue así como tomé la decisión de irme para Urabá, municipio de Apartadó. Allí llegué y encontré un municipio que en pocos años había alcanzado un gran desarrollo. Me vinculé al SENA, sobre todo porque el SENA daba la oportunidad de estar en clases nocturnas. Allí estudié administración, tecnología en administración y estudié mecánica automotriz, complementando algo de lo que ya había conocido en la práctica en la empresa Frontino Gold Mines. Fue así como adquirí pues esta formación en la parte administrativa. Ocurre que estando en Urabá, en el año 1988, cuando se dio la masacre en el municipio de Segovia, acá en este municipio, los compañeros de la empresa inmediatamente se enteraron de la noticia, me llevaron a mi escritorio, al área donde me encontraba laborando, para que leyera acerca del suceso. Entonces, esto me llevó, más por vocación, a escribir acerca de mi pueblo y de la masacre ocurrida y de los personajes que conocí aquí en el municipio antes de irme para Apartadó. Regresé a Segovia en el año 1994, después de haberme ido en el 78. Al llegar a Segovia me encontré con Leonardo Isaza Guardia, el escritor de esta monografía que titula Monografía de Segovia. Resulta que Leonardo me dice: Dairo, yo que te veo escribiendo a vos, te pregunto, ¿qué tenés para escribir? Y le digo: estoy escribiendo sobre el municipio. Y te cuento que tengo alrededor de 500 páginas manuscritas. Y entonces me dijo: te regalo lo mío. O sea, él tenía ya unos escritos y me los entregó. Y de ahí surgió Segovia, mi propio mundo.
What leaves the drill site as rock becomes data here. Every result begins the same way: logged, labeled, processed. Before there are ounces, before there are answers, there is procedure, heat, separation, measurement. Step by step, the unknown is reduced to numbers. This is where speculation ends and evidence begins.
My name is Rodrigo Hernandez. I am the coordinator of the laboratory from Geochemistry in Medellin, from SGS. SGS we are one of the best laboratories around the world. We got many topics for our business core. We analyze, certify, inspect different samples to the different topics. We are in food, we are in petroleum, we are in carbon, and we are in mining. Like, this is my core business. Here in Medellin, we got a laboratory from 20,000 samples per month. It's bigger than the other laboratories that I know. Okay, in this place, we receive the sample and we verify everything about the client. We talk with the client what they wanted to analyze. Normally, gold. After we talk with the client that they want to know, we create a job. When we created the job, we change the identifiers for our own identifies samples. Every sample has 5 assays. 5 assays is the best methodology when you want to know how many gold has a sample. First, preparation stains. Second, smelting samples, and the last one is analyze gold. Okay, I'm going to show you this zone, this area is for preparation samples. The first things that you will want to know to have to do is dry the sample. This oven works about 60 and 110 Celsius grade, about between 4 and 12 hours, depending on the moisture that each sample has. When samples are ready, free of the water, samples are crushing. We have to reduce the size of the samples in this preparation zone. We reduce the size of the sample until 2 millimeters about. Then samples are missing and divided in equal parts. This part of the sample is keeping for us and used to be for check when client want to know and quality assurance, quality control. For example, if 4 kilograms, here is 3 kilograms, and here is 1 kilogram. If this kilogram is about 10 grains per ton, if you analyze this one, duplicado grueso, has to have 10 grams per ton. Okay, after that, in this zone, we cross again the sample to pulverize sample up until 100, 150 microns. And samples are inside here. It is about size between 100 and 150 microns. Okay, this is the finish of this process, the preparation process. These samples were dried for the oven. Let me show you one that you can see how mine is. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Yeah. The white is quartz, but you can see it like shine. We call sulfides, and sulfides contain the gold. Okay, in this part of the process, we began the second part of the fire assay. Go ahead. Every box has the código de barras that show you what job is and how many samples are and everything about the client. Fabio opened the job on the system, and the job show Fabio what is the client want for your sample. Sample show him how many grams per sample has to weigh. And when he saw the sample, color, what color is the sample, and about the color, Fabio choose what additive has to introduce the sample. We gotta be quality assurance, quality control on the process. Every just has duplicated samples, the same grains per ton. Why samples? Why samples preparation and why samples from the method? At the finish of the process, duplicators has to be the same content of the gold. Why samples has to be 0 in gold? Why samples show us if we got some contamination on the project? Yeah. And the most important is the standard samples. Let me show you. The job has show you which standard sample you have to use for the process. What is a standard sample? A standard sample is a sample who has, for example, let me show you this one. this sample has to be 25.7 grains per ton. In each jaw, he has some samples like this one. The result has to be one or two is the control sample. Yeah, this is very important because if process is good, standard samples has to be good, the same result. Yeah. This oven is a 1100 Celsius grade for 1 hour and a half. The plumber is first solid and liquid. Plumber is so heavy, and when he passes from solid and liquid, he is going to down. In the work, he catch gold, silver, copper, and gold at the end of this part. Inside, the rocks like quartz, like vidrio. The next part of the process is here. In this part, they separate the vidrio than the plumber with the gold and silver. Sample are in this oven. This oven was about 950 Celsius grade for 1 hour and a half. In this part of the process, let me show you copelas de magnesita. En estas copelas, the plumber was absorbed by the copela. Gold and silver stay here, like this one. Look at this. This is the color of the plumber. And plumber is absorbed by the copela. And here, yeah, you can see, is silver and gold. Look at, they are ready. Until here is the second part of the fire assay. That's all for the second part. Okay, here begin the third and final part of the fire assay. We got two methods. One is heavy method, gravimetria. If sample has many gold, the method is gravimetria. It's here. If sample has little gold, is spectroscopic absorption atomic in the other part of the laboratory. Here is samples. We choose the samples who the method is heavy method, gravimetria. In this part, we dissolve the sample with strong acid, just ácido nítrico, nitric acid. In this part, for example, we put about 10-15 millimeter from the acid, 1 time, 2 times, clean. At the end, nitric acid dissolve, silver but not the gold. At the end, here you can see, here they are for dissolve, silver and gold before dissolve with nitric acid. After dissolve nitric acid, samples from here. In this part of the process, we have just the gold. The gold is weighed in this microbalanza. This microbalanza is 1 micron. This microbalance has to be moisture, humidity relative control, and temperature control, because he is so sensible. This is the other part of the process. The samples who has less gold are analyzed by absorption atomic spectroscopy. In this place, samples are dissolved with agua regia. Agua regia is a mix of the two acids, two strong acids, nitric acid and chlorhydric acid. When you put the sample in agua regia dissolves silver, gold, and copper, and almost always metals that you have in the sample. Yeah. After sample are dissolved, sample come here. These samples are ready for be checked, analyzed in the spectroscopic atomic absorption. While my yellow, you can see the sample, is because much gold has the sample. Look at this. This is a white, for example, ¿cierto? The quality, as soon as quality control. The samples, for example, are ready for be analyzed here. Spectroscopic absorption atomy is a method who is used to sample who has less concentration of the gold. Basically, is that you teach the equipment for a analytic curve, calibration curve for different concentration. Concentration is proposed than many absorbance. For example, concentration is proposed that absorbed by the gold. We got 3 lamps. If you are going to read gold, you use the gold lamp. If you are going to read silver, you use the silver lamp. If you are going to analyze copper, you use the copper lamp. And that's all. This is the end of the process.
At last, we've got the results from the lab. Let's head back to the office in Medellin and see what Alexandre wants to chat about.
Like the real game, it's how many ounces. We know there is gold, there is artisanal miners, there is historical mine. The real game changer, it's how many ounces we have, and that's why we're drilling right now. And how do you do that? First, you go the closest to a big mine that already exists and they have good result. You try to get the extension of the mine, exactly what Quimbaya has done. And what you do after, you drill, you explore to prove at the standard level, QA/QC, your asset. What is there? What is underground? How many ounces do you have? Is that open, the structure? Can you build more ounces? And when you have that, neighbor to an asset in production, there is 2 things that can happen. You can bring your level of asset, it means resources and reserve at the level enough to start your own mine, or the neighbor, because he wants to increase his asset, because at the end it's a life of mine. If the guy is producing 200,000 ounces yearly, every year there is less ounces. He has to replace it by drilling, by exploring, or by buying the neighbor or the neighbors to make sure he can continue produce for a long time, long-term vision. So us, we're building a product that someone will need to become bigger and better. That's the key in that business.
In Quimbaya, it's very simple. We build the portfolio from 1,000 hectares to 6,000 hectares plus.
Hey Sebastian, what do you think about this conference? Zurich Swiss Mining Institute?
Swiss Mining Institute is around now since 2012. It's getting better every year. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you want to meet investors in Europe, it's a place to be.
Yeah, that was very good quality of people and very good energy. People are motivated. So
yeah, you can feel the vibe, right? We're in a bull market. Everyone is financed. Gold is up, silver is up. And interesting enough, mining becomes more and more popular, right? So I think also like reflecting on this year, right? When I joined the company or earlier this year, we weren't drilling yet. We had little money in the bank. Stock wasn't trading a lot. Now we got good volume, we have money in the bank, and operationally, I mean, thanks to Ricardo and his team, we cut the vein in Tahami South, both veins, actually. So I think they've done a fantastic job for the first 4,000, not even 4,000 meters they drilled, and they're able to demonstrate that we have not 1 but 2 veins. So after that we can do the definition drilling, and then obviously the biggest news of this year is the porphyry discovery, right? So now with the money we have, we can start drilling. I think we're in a fabulous situation, right?
yeah, I think we just have to be strategic where we are. We have the portfolio, we have the team, we have the cash, we have the partners. Right now it's just to have a little luck on the result of the drilling, but also to be strategic in our next step, because we have all the elements to create very good value.
Yeah, I mean, it's step by step, right? Exploration is not a high-speed business. You're not producing news every day, right? So, but I think the way we're set up, early next year, drilling 2 assets with 4 rigs, I think there's going to be a lot of news next year.
No, and I think we are at the point in Quimbaya, we did the hardest part. It means you have to build a portfolio, you have to build a team, you have to raise money to survive or to grow or to give you the opportunity. Now all these steps are done. I think the next steps, it's drill, baby, drill, discover, modelize, visionize, like what we think we have. And the next step will really to bring strategic big partner, like a major or big funds that they really like mining and they want to see to finalize the project, like to go to the mine level or whatever. Yeah. So I think that's the next step for Quimbaya, but with the money that we have now, we build the vision. Yeah, I think it's our next step for the financial and stronger valuation.
Let's talk about the 2 veins we have been chasing. Our exploration program in Tahami South, right? So far in the first few holes that we drilled.
Every hole has mineralization and system, which is good, the fluids and everything. And we have kind of proved that the extension of the system is there. It's clear. And right now, the real question, it's like, where are the ore shoots and is that economical? But
the goal for the first drilling campaign was obviously to identify the veins, to understand if they're there.
Yeah. To confirm that we have the structure, we have the mineralization, and we have the potential strike.
Okay.
So that's done.
And this is the visualization of the drill campaign, and basically it confirms that both veins. So initially we were looking for Sandra K, well, at least what we believe is Sandra K for Aris.
Yeah.
Continuous, but there's actually another vein that they found. So we have a total of 2 veins identified on our property.
Yeah, for the moment, yeah.
So overall it was a very successful first drilling campaign.
It's an amazing drilling campaign.
Yeah, that's what matters. And the next step then is definition drilling to find a bit more the details.
When we will be more systematic on the drilling, we're gonna have spectacular hole. If I'm looking at the neighbor result, right? Spectacular hole, and also confirming also that the structure is there, the
continuity
and the fluids and everything. But some hole will be very high grade gold, some normal,
of course,
and everything. But if we do it systematically, like the result will show up. It's just a question of time.
Wonderful. Good news.
It was quite exciting, to be honest, because not only did we find the vein that we were looking for, we found 2 veins. So for me personally, it was a great success, I think, for everyone in management. It was we verified the thesis, right? Obviously we didn't hit the ore shoot, which would have been very, very nice, but confirming 2 veins over, one over 1.6 and the other over 2.2 kilometers was, as much as we could have wished for. So I was very happy. Gold, we're gonna also drill there. So going forward, the company is gonna continue to work on 2 exploration targets at the same time. On the one hand side, we're gonna continue drilling in Tahami South, trying to identify the ore shoots, and Tahami Center, where we're basically trying to prove the thesis that there is a larger mineral deposit close to surface. I don't think there's a lot of uncertainty at the moment. There's a very clear path forward. So the company is funded with over $12 million in the bank that allows us to keep exploring for at least a year and a half. We have 2 immediate drilling targets. We're working on the 3rd one. We know what we have, we know what it is. It's about defining this right now. And
Tahami Center, the porphyry target, it's all about proving the thesis, but we have a great, let's say, great evidence on surface already. So there's not a lot of uncertainty. There is, right now, this is all about execution. We need to move forward, and yeah, we have an amazing team on the ground. I've just been on site again a few weeks ago, and that's the one thing where I sleep really, really well is the execution on the ground. We have 12 geologists working, so there's no uncertainty in regards of how we move forward. The only uncertainty you might have is, you know, how the markets behave, how the markets react. But in terms of building a quality resource portfolio, I think we're in a very, very good position. The biggest change that happened in Quimbaya in 2026 was the discovery of the porphyry target. Why is it that? First of all, we weren't looking for a porphyry target, we were looking for high-grade veins. So it came as a surprise, but a very positive surprise, because porphyry targets are substantially larger in scale. They attract very different kind of investors. And we also believe that the center of the porphyry is pretty much in the center of our tenements. That's a very, very positive surprise. What changes is the approach going forward. We're not only drilling one asset in 2026, but we're going to drill two, which is Tahami South and Tahami Center. So from a management's point of view, we're de-risking the asset, or we're de-risking the company, because we have more places where we can look for gold or you know, in silver and copper and molybdenum, other minerals. So there's more chances for success, which means there's less risk, but it also means more work. It's very nice to see that a good work leads to good results and that our thesis was confirmed. But once you reach that step, you automatically go to that point is, okay, what comes next, right? So you've proven your thesis, now you need to move forward, continue drilling, continue exploring. How do you improve the company to ultimately provide the upside for the shareholders, right? So as much as one success is appreciated, it also bears the obligation to continue to deliver. Moving forward, I think the porphyry target changes the narrative of the company. We're no longer chasing gold veins. We are now in elephant territory. We are aiming for a much, much bigger target, and that is our focus for 2026. That does not mean we're going to neglect the high-grade veins and do what we promised to do, but our focus will shift slightly towards a bigger exploration target.